Pronouns are she, her. Whenever someone refers to me as she or her, joy, happiness, and love bubble up in my heart, and a wave of peace and gratefulness washes soothingly down my spine. Whenever someone interacts with me like they interact with women, I feel like myself. I feel seen and understood. That may seem a simple thing to you, but that particular feeling was something I had never experienced before insisting and making it clear that my pronouns are she, her. Now, why, you may ask, does she keep spelling she all weird? Like with
job. I was just fired from my job. I was just fired from my job. I was just fired from my job.
Say that again?
I was just fired from my job. Now I have nothing but this. I have nothing but this website. I have nothing anymore. I have nothing. I have nothing anymore. I have nothing anymore. I have nothing anymore. I have nothing anymore.
As you can see, the more you fuck around, the more you're going to find out.
So you think celebrating a man's death is funny? Well, guess what? People are losing their jobs left and right for doing exactly that. And today, I'm showing you the receipts.
Person that sent that video to corporate and got me fired, thank you. And I know that everybody is gonna see this video too, and that's okay. I'm not gonna say anything wrong. Did I realize that what I was saying in that video was going to lead to this? No, I would have never fucking done that. But it seems like with my life, no matter how hard I fucking try, I end up fucking shut up. But I know that everything happens for a fucking reason. And I may not know right now what that reason is, but eventually God will reveal that to me. I love helping addicts. I love helping people.
Is the exorcism what I've been saying we've been needing for the longest time, since the get-go Geico? Since I started this channel on BitChute, probably been saying it before that. When I used to go live on Fascist Book. When I made other videos and put them on platforms before I started in 2021 on this platform. That we need an exorcism. An exorcism of all these demons. We need these demons to fook out of here. Is the exorcism drawn? Does it draweth nigh? That's the question. That's the question. Quote, the point I was trying to make is how peaceful the left was right before he got shot, said Hunter Kozak, question-asker at Charlie Kirk, Utah event, September 10th. How quiet the left was before he got shot. Should we read into that? How could you read into that? What does that mean? The left as in the media? Did they know? Did they know? These libtards in the media know? I don't know. I'm just posing a question. Sasha Stone said, it's been obvious for some time that the left has been hijacked by the modern equivalent of the Manson family. It's a good quote. Two wings of the same bird, but yet that's one sick fucking bird. Right there, isn't it? That's a schizophrenic bird. You got one wing that's totally depraved. You got another wing that's like nothing like the left side. To the left. Everything demonic and depraved is to the left. You thumbs down clown gives you thumbs down. Are you part of the left, huh? When you go low, trolls, we go high. Read between the lines. But I digress. It's been a rough week for our demon-infested nation. First, that video surfaces of the young Ukrainian woman, or so they say, so that was presented to us, a young Ukrainian woman, the 23-year-old Irina Zarutska, who in that video that left, well, more questions than answers, was supposedly slaughtered by a well-dressed, homeless, psychopathic groig, DeCarlos Brown. I covered that, right? On the Charlotte, North Carolina light rail. Whatever light rail means. It looked like just a train to me, but everyone was standing around, looking down at the cell phone. They didn't react. They didn't help. There was no blood. Some would argue that they didn't even see a knife in the video. But yet, and she looked around, she looked at this person over here after she got stabbed. She had time enough to go, oh my God, I got stabbed. I'm not laughing if she did die, but I think they were trying to get us on that one. It seemed like things were just not adding up. Things were just not adding up. And they released that video of the Ukrainian girl, what was it? Like weeks after it happened, right? This video was suppressed by the Charlotte police, and the fake news apparatus, or just all the news really, was suppressed this story for a couple of weeks. And then suddenly the country is shocked by what they saw. A murder at the scene of like half a dozen people on that train, in that train car, right? And yet, no reaction. Did you see blood? Is the question, because I didn't see it. I saw some blood on the floor after the fact, but it looked like from my angle, it looked like like if you went to a Halloween store and got rubber blood, like already formed and it's dried and it's not really blood, but it's made of plastic, and you could like put it on the wall, like put it on the floor and create a scene. That's what it looked like to me. I showed you a video of what it really looks like when you get stabbed in the neck. And in my humble opinion, I don't care if you get stabbed in a vein or next to it in your neck. I mean, you got a lot of stuff going on there, a lot of piping and stuff, a lot of capillaries, and unless you're a fatso, you ain't got a whole lot of cushion when the murderer be pushing that knife into your neck. So that blood's going to be spewing, especially for that Ukrainian girl. But yet, we didn't see it. But that's neither here nor there, because perception is reality. Seen a lot of that. And that was done, as the story goes, well, it was done by a criminal. 14 times in and out of jail, even though had dreads down to here. And if you go in jail 14 times, I mean, it takes a long time, years, to grow the hair that long. So when you go to jail, prison, they cut your hair, right? Prison, they cut your hair. But somehow he had dreads. I went over all that. What I'm trying to say is, take a look at this wiener here. What I'm trying to say is these progressives, these libtards, these demons, well, they always cover for the psychopath. They always cover for the criminal, right? Because they're criminal-minded. They are criminals. Whether it's the average libtard or the one in government. The ones in government openly call for violence against this, violence against that. But then you got your average libtard that makes the TikTok videos on socialist media calling for violence. But then you have also your liberals that could be actually your neighbor that are liberals, but they don't openly voice these things on the internet. They don't openly voice these things to you. But if they're liberal, if they're progressives, birds of a feather, right? There's a lot of liberals that go to church. They're for killing babies. Literally for killing babies. They're for open borders. They're for protecting the criminals, the cartels, the murderers, because they themselves are for killing babies. That's murder. So they have a murdering spirit. Whether it's a gentle liberal, they're for the killing of, in other words. They're not against killing babies. If you're against killing babies, then this doesn't apply to you. But liberals, demon rats, progressives, they are for killing babies. They are celebrating death. Not every single one openly does that. But if you identify with that, if you are okay with killing babies, then you're of this demonic spirit. Doesn't matter if you go to church. That doesn't make you any more Christian than walking to a hamburger joint makes you a hamburger. These progressives hasten to cover for the psychopaths. They defend the psychopaths They go after the innocent. They project what they are onto you. They say you're the tyrant. They say you're the fascist. They protect Antifa, which is a terrorist organization. They protect BLM, which is a terrorist, racist organization. They're all for lopping off genitals, off of kids, giving them hormone blockers. This is not normal. How is that even human? It's not. These are not human traits. These are demonic traits. And our country is infested. This world's infested with it, right? This spirit. Progressives hasten to cover for the psycho. They say, oh, well, the black dude that killed the white girl, well, she deserved it. And by the way, he was just mentally unwell. And he just didn't get the treatment that he needed. They make excuses. Go look at the fake news. Go look at MSLSD, NBC. I say LSD because they're tripping over there with all their lies. MSNBC, fake news. Go look at what they say. Sympathizing with the killers. Especially when a white person's involved. When a white person's the victim. They sympathize with the black person that killed the white person. They sympathize with the murder. They sympathize with the invaders. It's okay for the invader to commit a crime, but if you do it, especially if you're white, MSNBC, CNN, all these so-called progressives, these libtards, they're quick to jump on you. Rules for thee, but not for me. Fake news. They're commies. They're not. I even question, are they even human? How is this even possible? It's ridiculous. They're not American. These people. Open borders, protecting the criminals, protecting the invaders, defending them. But the minute, if you did what these criminals did, these invaders, committing the crimes, they'd send you up the river without a paddle. But the criminals, they will defend to the end. Why is that? Because they're criminal-minded. They're demonic. They're sick. They're depraved. They don't know which bathroom to use. They're dumb as a bag of hammers. And they're dangerous. They call them progressives. What are they progressing towards? Hell. They left that part out. And they say this black person that killed the Ukrainian girl, oh, well, he just needed mental treatment. Poor thing. He didn't get his mental treatment. He's mental. Committed the crime. If you're going to go kill someone, it's obvious that your head's not screwed on straight. But your head's screwed on straight enough to know what you're doing. It's not like he blacked out. It's not like they black out when they're attacking white people. It's not like they black out when they're committing these crimes and just don't know what they're doing. They know full well what they're doing. Their head's not screwed on straight in the respect that they just don't care. That part. They leave out that part. They don't care. And they feel like or know that they're going to get away with it. So that's why they do it. But they have the wherewithal to know that they're doing the wrong thing. They just think they're going to get away with it. Look, this is the left. That's not a conservative person. All right, this is demonic in every sense of the word. Hey, look at it. You wearing a diaper or whatever. I don't even know what the hell. Dog. Straight as an arrow, but you got boobs. This is all done by design. We need an exorcism of all this. You didn't see this in the 1950s, and if you did, it was in a closet. Remember? Get back in your closet. We need an exorcism. Get back in your closet, damn it. Get back in your closet, you bitch. You demon. And if you're laughing at this, that means you're this. You identify with this, you are this. Because this is no joke. But this was all done by design. You know that. These are weak. These are broken. I'm using this term loosely. People. What the hell was that? Yeah. Anyone with a functioning brain knows the score once they saw that video with the Ukrainian woman and DeCarlos Brown. DeCarlos Brown Jr. was, quote-unquote, justice involved, arrested and convicted of crimes more than a dozen times in recent years. He even had a 5-year stretch of armed robbery. So the story goes. So sick. These demon craps, these libtards, these progressives, these demon-filled whatchamacallits, like the Carlos Brown Jr., are sick. This DeCarlo Brown Jr. was on the loose because of how the demon crap party manages public safety, which is, they don't manage public safety. They don't have any public safety in these libtard areas. They promote crime. They get off on crime. They get off on murder. They get off on everything depraved. You got to sit there. You got to think about it. Why would you be for open borders? Do you love your country? You proud to be here? Are you glad to be here? Do you like your home, your hovel, your apartment, your trailer, your shack, wherever you dwell, your car? Don't you want to lock the doors? Don't you want to keep the shit out? Right? If you don't lock your doors, especially at night, but you should do it during the day because anything can happen at any time, you're a complete idiot. Unless you live out in the country, which still I would lock it at a habit. Because this is 2025. This is not 1985. This is not 1990. This is not 1970. It's not 1950. It's not. Things are getting worse. Protect yourself before they wreck yourself. These libtards, they protect themselves. They have bodyguards, the rich ones. They have guard shacks in the mansions, right? At the property. They have gates. They're gated communities. They lock their doors, but yet they call for our borders to be wide open. Because they're not you can't be an American. You can't be a citizen of a country before the country that you're in and be the citizen of the country and before the demise of that country. It doesn't work like that. It's just like if you had someone in your own household that was against everyone in the family that lived there and wanted to unlock the doors after you lock them at night, go and unlock them to give a chance of someone coming in and invading and destroying the whole house. All right? It's like that, only on a grander scale. These bastards want the demise of America. If they can kill babies, then why should they give two shits about America as a whole, as the country? They don't. They're not for public safety. They say they are, but they're not. You've seen it. These areas, if America, I heard a video a little while ago. I wasn't watching it, but I heard it. It was like a debate or whatever, and saying that, well, you're the most heavily armed country, but yet your crime is so high. Our crime is high only in areas like these libtarded cities, libtards, these progressives that are there that are in power. The mayors are libtards or progressives or demon craps, whatever you want to say. It's only in those areas where crime is high. Try that in a small town. All right? It's just that there's more people in these cities, and the cities are all over the place. That makes it look like America, yeah, you got guns, but you ain't doing anything about it. Let me just say this. You know that song, Try That in a Small Town? If push ever came to shove, we are the most heavily armed country, and there is a possibility that this heavily armed country will finally do something. There's that possibility there. So just because our crime looks high, and we're yet the most heavily armed country, doesn't mean that crime's really high in this country. It's just high in certain areas, and it doesn't mean that this heavily armed country isn't ready to protect itself. When that last straw on the camel's back finally breaks the camel's back. All right? There's still that possibility. These bastards, they glorified George Floyd. Remember that? They put up a statue as they tear down Civil War statues, want to erase our history, rewrite it. Then you got these George Floyd sympathizers that, you know, they're always saying we're marginalized. George Floyd was marginalized. He was oppressed. He was held down by the whitey and all that. And they put up this statue of this George Floyd who's a fucking druggy criminal. Don't get triggered, BitChute, but the demon crap parties, I gotta say it like this, these libtards, these progressives, whatever you want to call them, these fucking demon-filled... I ain't gonna say it. POSs? I said that. Point of sale. These demon-filled POSs, point of sales, they love the criminally insane. Because their whole party, their ideology, what they stand for, is insane. This is not the Democrats of old. This is not the JFK Democrat Party. It's been hijacked by commies. It's been hijacked by demons. And it peddles insane policies. It peddles insane ideas. And, well, for example, cashless bail. Cashless bail, meaning you get bailed for free. Commit a crime and you just get bailed out. No money. Places like California, you could steal up to $1,000 before you suddenly start getting into trouble. Oh, you stole $900 worth? Good to go. Security guard there at CVS going to watch you. Remember that video? Remember that fucking video? Remember that? They're insane policies. They're about destruction. That's what they're about. They're the opposite of everything we've grown to love about America when we were younger. Like, they hate this. They hate themselves. They hate themselves. They mutilate kids. They're always angry. They're always pissed off. They don't know what bathroom to use. They think men could have babies. How friggin' insane is that? They project what they are onto you. They say you're the bigot, you're the fascist. They always play the victim as they attack you. They'll attack people that are praying. Just, out there praying. Maybe outside on a sidewalk. A woman praying for those babies that are being killed on an abortion clinic. That woman, that person will get arrested as they celebrate the death of just about everything. Charlie Kirk, white people. And you ever notice these libtards? They look like the demonicness is like slowly taking over them. They'll start looking like this. Unhealthy, kind of deformed, kind of, you just know something ain't right. I don't understand how. I know America's supposed to be the melting pot, but we now added this to the mix. We added all these. If we roll back 80 years ago, what was it? 1940s. We'll even go to 1930s. Paddy wagons in the street. All right, get into the paddy wagon. You sick fuck. Maybe they had an Irish accent because they were immigrants, but they're American. You understand what I'm saying? All this shit, this wasn't allowed. They were in the closet, these insane bastards. Or they were in a friggin' padded room. Or they were, they were in jail. They were anywhere but here. The streets, your schools. They were anywhere but in the schools. They weren't around in the public sphere. Hence the phrase, get back in your closet, or coming out of the closet. All this shit was suppressed. All this shit was hidden. It was taboo. You could not function in regular society, much less it being celebrated, all this depravity. But roll forward now to where we are. That slippery slope that Mark Dice posted, that meme has been updated. You are here at the bottom of all the slippery slope shit. If you give a mouse a cookie, he wants milk. These bastards, under Obama, if I remember correctly, these Fagala community, well, they were allowed to marry and given union status. I don't think it was marriage, but union. So it legitimized queer marriage, pretty much under Obama. Beginning of that slip, not the beginning of the slippery slope, but that slippery slope was getting real steep right around there, and it just went all downhill. You've seen all that woke shit since then. I don't need to go over that. We do need an exorcism of all this demonic shit. And these demon rats, these libtards, however you want to phrase it, that side, they can't tell the truth about anything, just like the rhinos who are the same thing. For instance, the black people account for 37% of violent felonies committed in the United States, according to the FBI Uniform Crime Reporting. Though they comprise 13%, they commit 37% of violent felonies. That's according to the FBI. Overall, the 13% commit over half of the crimes. So it depends who you consult. But our eyes are not lying. We see time and time again that the black community, which tends to be lean towards these progressive demon rats, there are a lot of them still on a plantation, although a lot of them are coming off, they commit a lot of the crime. But yet, fake news will defend it. Fake news, these libtards will cover for that, make excuses for that. All these problems. You got damn transgenders shooting up places. You got men wanting to use the damn woman's bathroom at fucking places like Planet Fitness. And then an elderly white woman who's a member of Planet Fitness goes to the front desk and reports him for being in the woman's bathroom. She gets her membership revoked. You have the Irina Zarutska's killing, setting off a fury that ranged from intimations of race war to declaring the Demon Crap Party as a domestic terrorist organization. Well, they are. They are. So is the fake news. Because all they do is promote division, but moreover, violence. And then this Ukrainian incident on a train was only days after some disgruntled transgender, Robert Westman, which is another product of these libtarded ideology, shot up a Catholic school in Minneapolis. I didn't have time to cover that because there's so much shit going on. It's insane. It's insane what they're doing. It's moving at a rapid clip, all this nonsense. And this thoroughly corrupt and extremely treasonous faction, the Demon Crap Party. And I know BitChute's going to get triggered at this. I don't know how other way you slice it. You got so many evil people. Of course, we got rhinos, and they're evil too. They're just like demon crabs. But all these demons, all these fucking corrupt entities, people, whatever you want to say, we need a cleansing of this. They need to be held accountable. And this shit needs to stop. This shit needs to be back in the closet. And we need to hold George Soros, who funds a lot of this destroying America. George Soros is one of many that's on a Destroy America campaign. Also his bullshit son, Alex Soros. Their name is Soros. I call him Sarios because his sorry POS is shit. Piece of shit. And there's a reason why we have laws. We have laws is to state clearly what human behavior is acceptable and what human behavior is not acceptable. All right? It's not acceptable for a teacher to celebrate someone's death. Publicly say, yay, that person was killed. Go after Trump. Go after this. I know, BitChute, calm down. I know. I'm just saying, it's unacceptable. If you worked as a teacher and you openly said, I'm glad that so-and-so on the left was killed, and you're a teacher, of course you're going to be held accountable. Number one, because the left is going to be pissed off that you said that. But number two, that's unbecoming of a teacher. It's just that you're representing your work. there's guidelines of behavior as a teacher. There's guidelines. Any company wouldn't like their employees celebrating someone's death, especially publicly, going, "Yay, it's wonderful, wonderful they died." No company would like that in their right mind anyway, would want their employee doing that. So there are laws to state clearly what sort of human behavior is okay and what is not okay. And it's not okay to be a demon. It's not okay to do the devil's work. It's not okay to celebrate depravity. It's not okay to endorse that. It's not okay to endorse moida. It's not okay to endorse the killing of and openly celebrate. It's not okay any of this. It's not okay to be a fucking tran. It's not okay to push that shit. You can be it on your own, but don't be pushing that shit on us. Don't be pushing that on society. Don't say society has to accept you in the fucking women's bathroom and you're a dude with a schlong. Fact that noise. Get back in your closet. It's not okay to let murderers get off the hook, but if you breathe the wrong way because you're a tax-paying American, you breathe the wrong way and they don't like it, well, they could just, crawl up your ass with a microscope. That's not okay. None is okay. This two-tier justice system or rules for thee and not for me shit's got to stop. Letting criminals get away with murder, literally, and applauding it and making excuses for it, that's got to stop. All this depravity in the society's got to stop. It's got to stop. You want to make America great again? We got to go back to a better moral compass, one that appeared better decades ago compared to this. Was it perfect? No, of course it's not. But something better than this. We need to go back to Christianity. All of us. We need to crack open that Bible again. How about making reading the Bible great again? How about making morals great again? How about not celebrating death? How about not promoting it? How about not killing babies? How about not all these demons running amok? How about an exorcism of all these demons? Calm down, BitChute. This is a video I'm showing just to show you what's going on out there. In fact, man, exorcise these demons. This demonic spirit, all this shit needs to be gone. Enough is enough.